What's up, y'all? It is your girl Angelle, and welcome back to Angelle's Life. In today's video, I am going to be giving y'all some tips on how to shop with intention. I feel like so many of us, we just be out here buying. Child, just buying, purchasing, sell, and then one cannot create an outfit or look, okay, or have so many pieces in that closet that you never wear, that you never use, that you like, girl, I'm gonna use it eventually, or the worst culprit, saving outfits. Girl, what are we doing? Shopping with intention should really clear all of these things up and give you a better understanding of what should be in your closet, what shouldn't be in your closet, liking something, loving something, and just because you love something does not mean it should go home with you. Hello. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and keep on watching. But before we get into the video, I just want to say welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome back to all my day ones. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? My name is Angelle. I run a style, travel, and lifestyle channel. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Now, let's get into the outfit of the day. Alright, y'all, so the outfit of the day is this really cute green and off-white like bandeau top dress from TJ Maxx. I am absolutely tired of y'all. Hold, back up off me. I'm absolutely tired of y'all saying that everything is too expensive. I heard y'all. Alright, my bad. I got y'all, okay? More affordable styles, looks, and hauls are coming. I'm sorry. You ain't gotta scream at me no more. I got you. Okay. But the outfit of the day is this really cute dress from TJ Maxx. It was a $19.99, by the way. I have those styled with my Liberté leather sandals. Y'all know I love these sandals. Okay. I had them in two colors. I did sell one pair that didn't work because I didn't shop with intention. Hello. But I have those styled with my Liberté sandals and my Loewe orange puzzle mini bag. Let me tell y'all the one thing that I will say that we needed to change up on this outfit of the day, even though I absolutely love the look. Hold on. So I changed out my twillies to match the look, and although this twilly looks fine, there is some peaks of green on it, but a green and white twilly, a green and white like silk twilly would have been perfect and tied the look together just a little better versus my purple one. But I don't currently have a green and white twilly, and I decided not to go, even though you can find affordable like 100% silk twillies, but I didn't go out and buy another one to match the look. But y'all get what I'm saying. Also, really quick, I love the dress has pockets. I had to point that out for y'all, just in case y'all didn't know. The dress has pockets. And I don't know about y'all, but a dress that got pockets is a friend of mine. You understand? So, yeah. Absolutely love this. Really cute. Picked it up from TJ Maxx like a day or two ago. So, it will be linked in the description. But let's get into the video. Alright, y'all. So, my very first tip on shopping with intention is understanding your lifestyle. Now look at here now, and this is we right out the gate, we getting real, okay? Right out the gate, if you are a soccer mom, there's no need for you to have a dress full of ball gowns, okay? If you are an executive, you know, at a company, or you work to where you have to go to, you work in an office building rather, there is no need for you to have a closet full of t-shirts. You're going to need more business where your wardrobe should make sense for your lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying that your wardrobe has to be boring because your lifestyle is regular. You know what I mean? If you don't mind wearing a maxi dress to the soccer field, then wear the maxi dress, sis. Throw it on with some tennis shoes or some sneakers or some sandals, or make it do what it do, baby. Make it do what it do, but you need to understand your lifestyle. So if you are the type of person that does enjoy buying more extravagant pieces, then you have to know how to make an extravagant piece look casual. Hello? Hello? You have to understand how to make a dress that look like it's for after 5 look like it's meant to be worn on a train. You know what I mean? But you have to understand your lifestyle. If you cannot walk in heels, why do you have 10 pair? Come on now. If I'm gonna say it again, if you cannot walk, now listen, should you have a pair of heels? I feel like every woman should have a pair of heels, but one, they should be heels that you can walk in. Okay? Don't nobody want to see you looking like Bambi on the streets. Okay? Because then you gonna get mad at me for looking at you. Well, bitch, you look like Bambi. You look like you can't walk. It's noticeable. Okay? And that's because you walking in shoes that are uncomfortable, or you walking in shoes that you don't know how to walk in. And you know, back in the day, the girls used to say, oh, you got to walk in your kitchen in them. Hell, I might have even been one of those girls. Listen, if you can't walk in a certain type of heels, it don't matter if you walk in your kitchen in them from dusk till dawn. The shoes is going to be uncomfortable, period. And it's going to be hard to walk in, period. Okay? Get you a kitten heel and stop playing. But what I'm saying, I'm using that as an example. But what I am saying is shopping with intention. The first thing you have to understand is your lifestyle. Everything is not going to fit your lifestyle, meaning everything that you like should not be bought. Everything that you like or that you love should not be added to the cart. Just because you love it, just because you like it, just because you can afford it, does not mean it is something that can fit your lifestyle. If it is not something that will seamlessly blend into your lifestyle, it should not be in your closet. Hello? It should not be there. You understand? That's tip number 1 on shopping with intention. Understanding your lifestyle. And sometimes it will suck. Or maybe you will have that special occasion where you do need that one ball gown because there's a wedding or this or that, and you always got that one in that closet. And maybe you collect another one somewhere down the line, but you don't need to buy 3 in a year. Where you going? Not a damn place. Stop playing. You done been to one wedding in your life, you got 4 wedding dresses. Stop playing. Stop playing with me. Don't make me call the people on you. Anyway, that's tip number 1. Let's move on to tip number 2. All right, y'all. So tip number 2, and mind you, tip number 1 is before you go shopping as well. Tip number 2 is before you step foot in any store, right? Take a full inventory of what you have versus what you need versus what you want. Because sometimes they do not align. They do not align. Do you understand me? Okay, so let's talk about it. When you walk into your closet, right, you should have a very decent understanding of what you have. Your closet should not be so full that you are pulling stuff out and being like, girl, I forgot I had this. You said what? If you walk into your closet and you say, I forgot I have something, you have too many pieces. You have too many pieces. You have so many pieces that you can't even remember that you have something, girl. That is a problem. How is that intention? That's overconsumption. If you're a closet hoarder, just say that. Because you should be aware of everything that's up in there. Not just that, you should be wearing everything that's up in there. Okay, now I understand rotating for seasons. Okay, so let's say we move the fall stuff to the back and bring the summer stuff to the front. But we should be aware of what we got up in there. There should not be times where we like, girl, I forgot I even... Stop playing with me. Immediately. Stop playing. Have a full inventory of what you have versus a full inventory of what you need. And that's coming from pillar number 1. Because remember, number 1 is understanding the lifestyle. So boom, step 1, we understand the lifestyle, right? Step 2, okay? 2A. Step 2A. I see what I have. So step 2B, is understanding what I need. Okay. And again, that has a lot to do with the lifestyle. So again, if you are a businesswoman and you have to go into the office 5 days out of the week, you may need button downs and blouses and, very dresses that would fit an office capacity. If you are a soccer mom and you are carpooling 5 days out the week, headed to practice, headed to this, headed to that, you're probably not wearing heels out there on the soccer field or basketball court or whatever the case is, right? So then it's about having that wardrobe to fit that. And again, I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep repeating this. That does not mean the pieces have to be boring. That does not mean you have to turn into like a t-shirt and jeans type of woman. That does not mean you have to turn into a button down and trousers type of woman either. We can make it extravagant as we want to, and we're going to get into that later in the videos, like making these different lifestyles work and making them fun. Now, if you want to be a quiet luxury girl and you want to look like, old money aesthetic or whatever new aesthetic they have out, if you want to look like that, then that's absolutely fine. You could choose to be a Charlotte, or you can choose to be a Samantha, or you could choose to be a Carrie. You know what I mean? Whichever direction you want to go, you can go in a direction, but it's about understanding what you have, what you need, and then taking a look at the end of what you want. Okay. So again, you're looking through your closet and you're like, hey, I work 5 days out the week. So 2 of these would be beneficial. These could be like my Tuesday and Wednesday, because also having a uniform can be beneficial, especially when you're going into work, going into an office, doing carpooling, whatever, because that ensures you always are put together. Come on now. And it's very important to always look put together, especially as a black woman, in my opinion. Especially as a black woman, in my opinion, people already are going to have their opinions. Ain't they? Ooh, child, they give black women a hard time, girl. Trust me, I know. I'm black. And I'm a woman. Judge, girl, they treat us down bad. They be treating us down bad, girl. For real. So it's like you already, we already have that notch against us. Okay? They already have that notch against us. So I absolutely think it's important for black women to step, when you step outside, you stepping outside. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not judging the women who don't. I am. Just a little. But do you fat? Anyway, again, now we have an understanding of what we need. Like, hey, this will make my life easier having this to go with this, so that I have, this is my Monday uniform, my Wednesday uniform, my Thursday, etc. So now we have an understanding of what we need. To be. To see is then looking into those things that we want, right? Now listen, this is the category with the least amount of stock in it. Because just because you want it does not mean you need it. Just because you want it, have you checked to see if you had something similar to it already? Is it going to serve the same purpose as something that you already have? Don't you take your ass out there and just start purchasing nothing. Reel it in. Let's think about it. Let's sleep on it. Let's go through our steps first to see if it even make it to the promised land, to the finish line. Do you understand what I mean? Just because you want it does not mean you need it. Do you already have something like it? You understand what I mean? And then we're gonna move on to the next step. But again, wants should be, listen, it should be this part of your closet, your wants, the smallest part. It's like what you already have is probably, I know y'all closet's full, I could tell. You watching me, so I know your closet full. So what you already have is probably like this. Not, are you wearing all of that shit? Probably not. You probably didn't even know you still had most of it. But what you have is probably right here. What you need is probably right here. What you want, I'm sure your actual list is off the screen. But it should be a lot. It should be a lot smaller, especially when you're building that wardrobe, when you're building these pieces, when you are shopping with intention from the ground up, when you're building from the ground up. Because the best way to shop with intention is to shop less. Hauls typically aren't a shop with intention type of thing. You know what I mean? It's not. Spending hours and hours doom scrolling on stores and shops, none of that is giving shopping with intention. It's giving I'm bored. It's giving I need something to do. It's giving I got money in my pocket. It's burning a hole in it and I want to spend it. It's giving shopaholic. And listen, I'm not judging you for me in that. I've been there. But we coming up out of that. So let's move on to step 3. Or tip 3 rather. All right, y'all. So for tip number 3, it is understanding the silhouettes that you love on yourself, revamping them, reworking them, eating them up again and again and again every time, elevating them, making them different, making them fresh, but completely understanding that assignment and saying, hey, I love the way this looks on me. That's part 1 of tip number 3. The second part of tip number 3 is accentuating the body parts that you love. Okay? Perfect example. Y'all know I love a button down, right? So let's say I love a button down and a skirt. Button down skirt combo. So let's say this is a silhouette that I love on myself. So I'm going to rework it with different type of skirts, different types of button downs. Maybe it'll be a short sleeve button down. Maybe it's a button down with a print. Maybe it's a different material button down. Maybe the skirt is a little heavier. Maybe this skirt is a little flouncy. You know, that's what I mean when I say learning that silhouette and then reworking it and reworking it and revamping it and upgrading it. Okay? So that every time you go up in that closet, you already know this is a silhouette that's going to work because you've done it a many a times. You know it's going to work. You know it's practical for you. You know you love it. That's the first part. The second part is understanding the body parts that you love and then accentuating those. Now, I understand dressing for your body type, right? I absolutely think it has value. And I have gotten requests to make a video about dressing for your body type, so I will be doing that. Each body type, I will go through that. However, me being completely honest with y'all, I do not dress for my body type. I dress for my individual body and the parts of my body that I love. The parts of my, like, essentially it's like the top 10 hits of the body parts. You know what I mean? The top 10 hits of the body parts, okay? I'm going to give y'all 2 examples of this. Now, if you ain't new to this, but you true to this, then you know I love to show my what? Them legs. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go. So, I am always going to opt as much as possible to show my legs. Whether that be a mini skirt, whether that be a short, or whether that be my number 1, a slit. So much so, right? And listen, I will add a slit to a skirt, a maxi skirt that does not have one. Okay, that is what I mean when I say I'm gonna show that legs. Again, there's nothing sexier than a slit to me. Okay, but that's one body part that I love to show. So whereas like I'm a pair, and pairs trousers look great on pairs. Cinched in, you know, you kind of cinched in at the waist with a trouser. It's going to go out, show your hips, or, you know, show your hips, show your figure. It's going to elongate you too, especially as a petite pair. You know what I mean? Instead of doing a pair of trousers, I would do a short so that I'm able to show my legs, if that makes sense. Something else that I like to show is my neckline, right? And that's just because I think it's so feminine to show the neckline. I think it's just so, you know what I mean? Even when I wear my sweaters and stuff, I tend to wear them like off the shoulders because I genuinely love to show my shoulders and my neckline. Not necessarily saying that it's like the best part of me or anything like that, because I have been told that I got like the Angela Bassett shoulders and arms going on up here, like I punch you in the face, or like I've been rolling down the river. Okay. So I'm not gonna say it's the best part of me, but it's absolutely one of my favorites, and it's one of my favorite things to show. Right? Probably, all the necklaces and stuff help that or whatever. So I always opt for corsets or like bandeau style tops so that I can show my shoulders, show a little bit of elegance, show a little bit of class. Ignore my ghetto tattoos. Now, didn't nobody tell you to look at that. You ain't even paying attention to that because I look like elegance. You understand? So that's whereas in a lot of cases that may not be necessarily the thing that they tell you to do when you have my body type. Like essentially peplum tops tend to shorten me, right? But I don't care. I'm not going to stop wearing a peplum top because I think a peplum top looks so feminine and elegant as a woman. But it's learning how to make these things work, okay? So whereas I feel like understanding your body type is absolutely one layer of it. I think like that's the top layer, like, hey, understanding your body type and trying your best to dress for this body type. But let's say you're dressed for your body type, but something still ain't working for you. That's where accentuating your favorite body parts comes in. So it's kind of like, this is the foundation, but it's like, boom, let's add this on top to really make us feel good when we are stepping out of the door. Okay? Come on now. That's tip number 3. Let's move on to 4. All right, y'all. So tip number 4, we gonna run it down again. Okay. 1, we understand the lifestyle. 2, we have an understanding of what we have, need, and want. Okay. 3, the silhouettes that we love on ourselves. You put something on and you say, oh my God, I love this silhouette on myself. Boom, that's it. We're going to recreate that and make it fresh. We're going to make it better. We're going to make it funner. We're going to make it jazzier. That's what we're going to do. Step number 3. Step number 3B is also keeping in mind those body features that we love. Okay, and accentuating those the best we can within the lifestyle, within the parameters. You understand? Now, step number 4 is budget. Budget. Now, I don't know if you rich, because if you rich, let me hold something. But just in case you are not, I'm not, just in case you are not, okay? Budget. What we're not going to do is spend our way into the po house. What we not finna do is be the flyest homeless person on the streets. We not finna do that. Okay? So budget. And I want to tell you what you don't do. Don't start looking at things that you can't afford. Understand your budget, right? Listen, I put it at number 4, but I feel like the way that we keep ourselves in the rat race is 1, shopping above your means. 2, constantly hearting, desiring, and living for aspirational things. Because now you're working hard to spend the money that you don't even have yet. I'm going to say that one more time. You are working hard to spend the money that you don't even have yet. Let me put this back on. Now listen, I don't care who you follow, who you're close with, or who you're none of that. If you know where you are in life, right? If you know Loewe is out the budget, then why are you on their site? If you know that Shein is the best you can do right now, then do Shein. Okay? And don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand if you don't want to do Shein. I'm just using that as an example. Because, again, you don't want to just buy trash. But, again, we're shopping with intention. The goal is to shop for things that we know are going to last, right? But still. But what I'm saying is this: budget, 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 and don't go over that budget. If it ain't in a budget, it cannot come home with us. But I do think it is so counterintuitive to be on site looking at things that are way more expensive that you can than you can afford, because then when you get the money, instead of being able to sit that money to the side for your future, a vacation, whatever the case is, you're spending it before it even hits the account. Okay, trying to get something that you want that you may not even love 5 months from now, because the trend cycles move so goddamn fast. You know what I mean? It just, now listen, let's say a year passed and there's an opportunity for something that you loved a year ago, and you have the means to do it, and if it's the budget, then you get that. You can afford it, then you get it. But buying something on a whims, just blowing money, we think it is going to bring us this like happiness, and it does temporarily, but how long does that last? Does it last long enough that you do not have buyer's remorse? Because I'm speaking to y'all, I'm being honest with y'all. I've had buyer's remorse several times. Have I had things that I didn't have buyer's remorse with? Absolutely. But have I had buyer's remorse? Absolutely. And I don't know about y'all, but it's not a good feeling to me. It's not a good feeling spending up all the cash. Because ain't nothing worse than, listen, it's impossible. How many broke people do you know that's happy? Being broke is hard. Being broke is miserable. You don't want to be broke with nice clothes. You just don't want to do that. As far as I'm concerned, it's just not worth it. I don't know. It's just not worth it to me. I'm just saying. So, budget, budget, budget. Y'all know my saying here is, when you look good, you feel good, right? Right. Do you know how hard it is to feel good when you broke? I'm gonna wait. That hard. That hard. Okay? So that's just that on that. Let's move on to tip number 5. All right, y'all. So tip number 5. Because now we got the budget. Okay? We got the budget. We know what silhouettes we like. We know what body parts we want to show. We took a full inventory of the closet. Know what we have, know what we need, know what we want. And then boom, we understand the lifestyle, right? We're stacking. We're stacked now. Now it's time to finally head out to the store and go shopping, right? But let's talk about that, because tip number 5 is shop with a purpose, not for leisure, not to heal your childhood traumas, not to get over that man, not to make yourself feel better. Shopping is not a sport. Okay? And if shopping is your sport, I guarantee you're headed for broke. Shopping is, and I think, especially being raised, growing up, being a 90s baby, growing up in the 90s, 2000s, off of shows like Sex and the City and things like that, right? The Devil Wears Prada, so on and so forth. I think we have this fascination. I used to literally own a sign that shopping is my cardio from Sex and the City. Because that's what we see it as. We see it as leisure time. The mall was a leisure time. It was a pastime for millennials. The malls were popping. Okay? So we come from a generation where shopping was leisurely. No, that's just something that we have to break out of. This cannot be your pastime. Mama, find a hobby. We have to find hobbies. We have to find places to go. We have to build community, because we are shopping to go nowhere. We are shopping to never hang out. We are shopping to never do any. We are literally working to shop. Working to shop. Listen, and I know it feels good at the time. The studies have shown It raises the endorphin levels in the Gatorade and retrograde and all those other good jazzes that I'm sure they talk about how shopping does and make us feel. And I know it does because I feel it and I'm there and I be there and I done it and all these things. But do you want to know what? That shopping trip, although it made me feel good and I wear those pieces and I'm excited, guess what? One, don't nothing feel worse than being broke. And then two, it really ain't going, it don't really heal nothing. It may temporarily make you feel good, but it does not heal nothing. Shopping is not like a leisurely activity. Shopping is not a hobby. Now, if you are a personal stylist or something, a personal shopper or something along those lines, well then hey, shopping pays the bills. But for us everyday women's, for us everyday girlies, that's not it, sis. That is not it. We are shopping with a purpose. We are shopping to grab that thing that we need, or if it's online, we're gonna grab that thing that we need, and we're not gonna just buy it because it's on sale. We're not gonna do that either. We're gonna grab that thing that we need, and then we're gonna get up out of there. We're not gonna doom scroll on the shopping website. We're not gonna do that either. Okay? Because then that's how you have a cart this long. And before you even get that paycheck, you're ready to spend it on all those things that you had already put it up in there. Versus sitting it to the side to get a massage. If you want to spend random money on a Tuesday because you got time, then you go get yourself a massage. Or you sit down and you have yourself a nice lunch, or you do something with yourself. Or if you don't want to do it with yourself, you do it with a friend. Or if you feel like you don't have enough friends to do it with, then you start building community. Okay? Come on now. Let's get it there. I want you holla if y'all hear me. Comment community if you understand what I mean. Comment shopping can no longer be my cardio if you are here with me. Now, I'm not saying that you are never going to shop, and I'm not saying that when you do shop, it is not going to make those senses tingle, because it's supposed to, because that means you're picking up something that you love, which is important. You need to love the pieces that you buy. You need to love the pieces that you buy. I'm going to say it one more time. You need to love the pieces that you buy, because the pieces that you love, you're going to wear, and you're going to wear over and over and over and over and over again. You need to love the pieces that you buy. That money is not easy to come by. We got to work hard for that money, girl. So just throwing it away. If you want to throw money away, holler at me. Get me on the line if you want to just throw money away. And when we buy things that we don't love, that we don't use, that we never wear, we're throwing money away. When you are shopping aimlessly, just for the fun of it, a significant amount of what you are buying, you're throwing that money away. Okay? Shout out to all my return girlies who be like, oh, okay, I had my I had my little fun, now let me return all of this, because I know there's a lot of us out there. I'm one of them. But you would never have to return anything. You'd never have to waste that gas, waste that trip, if you just wasn't shopping, for leisure in the first place. So tip number 5, again, if you need somebody to talk to your friends, talk to a therapist, a social worker, whatever, your kids, your stuffed animals. Child, I heard they even out here talking to Chat GPT at this point. I don't know. I'm not doing that. And I'm not saying that I recommend that. But what I'm saying is, find another way. Find another way. Because shopping aimlessly is never going to get you a wardrobe that you love. That's 1. And 2, it's literally just like throwing money away. So that's tip number 5. Let's move on to our final tip, which is tip number 6. All right, y'all. So tip number 6 is having an understanding that your dream wardrobe will not be built in a month. It won't be built in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. Listen, it may take your entire lifetime, okay? Not to necessarily build a dream wardrobe, because again, You shouldn't be bringing anything into that closet that you don't love. You should not be bringing anything into that closet that you do not see yourself wearing. If you are not so excited that you want to wear it today, you have something to put together with it today, it really should not go. I'm going to be honest with you. It cannot come. It cannot come. We don't have space for you. Your closet could be empty, but we don't have space for pieces like that, right? But you're going to be buying things for the rest of your life with intention. You're going to be buying things with intention for the rest of your life, but it's not going to all come together today. You don't have to have it all together today. You don't also necessarily have to feel like you can't wear it because you don't have it all together today, because that's what we'll do, right? We'll buy a piece, boom, flap that piece out, right? And you're like, oh, this will look nice with this and this. I say it'll look nice with a yellow hat and some yellow shoes. And then you save the main piece because you don't have the yellow hat and the yellow shoes. Let me say this to you. Let me step a little closer. You knew you didn't have a yellow hat and a yellow shoe and you bought this shit. You shouldn't have bought it. That's what that means. You shouldn't have bought it. That means that should have stayed there. Now, if over time you acquire these things naturally because they fit into your wardrobe naturally, well then yeah, that's when you go back to that piece. And if that piece is gone, that meant you didn't need to have it. That meant it wasn't meant for you in the first place. But if you buy something that you know you have to buy a whole entire ensemble to go around, you ain't been listening to nothing that I'm saying, okay? And you finna piss me off. I'm just kidding, but she is. But she is, okay? Perfect example. Again, this dress, which I'm probably gonna have to get taken in because I've had to pull it up a couple of times, right? But when I bought this dress, I knew I had sandals to go with it. Come on now. I knew I had a bag that would work with it, even if it didn't work perfectly. Because remember in the beginning of the video, I said, if I had a green and white twilly, it'll tie it in a little bit more seamlessly. But does that mean I don't wear the dress because I ain't got the twilly? Absolutely not. That means when it naturally fits, I will buy the twilly. And then furthermore, it fit the budget. $19.99, I could do that. I could do that. I could swing that. You understand? All these things have to align. Now, regardless if I like this dress or not, because I love the dress. It's stunning. And the pockets on it, yes, ma'am, absolutely. Gorgeous. This is absolutely an everyday piece. This is Tuesday. Tell me it's not a Tuesday. You can't. So don't even pierce your lips to do it. But not only is it a Tuesday, this is also a vacation dress. This could absolutely be worn on vacation. No questions asked. No questions asked. Easy. Chef's kiss. Easily done. You know what I mean? But if I bought this dress and I was like, dang, but I need some shoes to wear with it. Oh, but dang, I don't have no bag with it. I don't care if the dress was $19 or not. That's still putting me in a position to have to spend more money versus just buying this one piece that's seamlessly going to fit into my wardrobe as simply and as easily as it should. Come on now. Act like I'm making sense here. You should not buy one piece to have to buy another piece and then another piece and then another piece and then another piece. It's buying one piece and then fitting it into the wardrobe because you have several things that you can just wear around it automatically. Hello? Right. So y'all, those are my 6 tips on how to shop with intention. Comment down below and let me know, will y'all be using any of these tips? Did I make sense to y'all? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are we moving in this direction? Let me know. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram at angelleslife and on TikTok at angelleslife. But again, I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.